Hey guys, and welcome to episode 4 of 52 Weeks of Awesome. And for today I thought I'd do something which I haven't done before, and that is go somewhere that I haven't been before. So I'm going to go and check out St Aldhelm's Head. Never been, so I thought, well, go and see what it's like. There's an interesting looking chapel there and a cool looking rock called Anvil Rock, so we're going to go and have a look. Now, to start off with, I've parked in the same place that I parked in the last video, and that's at Worth Matravers. So initially I'm following the same path as if I was going to Winspit Quarry. Part of the reason I've decided to do this walk and go to St Aldhelm's Head today is I noticed the signpost for it when I went to Winspit last weekend. So once we get there, we're going to veer off of this path and head off into the unknown. How exciting! So this is it now. Never been this way before. It obviously takes you over the top of Winspit Quarry. Pretty cool view from up here. It's a pretty cool place to put a chair. Quite a nice viewpoint. I wasn't quite expecting the path to be so narrow at points. It's not great because it's bloody as hell. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but just something to bear in mind if you do this walk, that it is quite close to the edge at various points. This is a really nice walk though. It's always quite exciting to go somewhere you've never been before, not knowing what you're going to find. I've got absolutely no idea how long this walk is from where I've parked. It's a shame I haven't got a better camera, because there's a really nice shot of a couple of birds sat on that cliff. But yeah, I parked in Worth Matravers, as I said, and I looked on Google Earth to look at the path, and looking at that, it looked like miles to St Aldhelm's Head. But I wanted to do it because the other place that you can park is the car park at Chapman's Pool, or where you would park to get to Chapman's Pool. But it just looked like a bit of a boring walk. I wanted to do the coast walk, so I reckon it's going to be a couple of miles, but pretty nice way to spend an afternoon, isn't it? It's probably only going to take me about half an hour to walk there. So I can just see the tip of the chapel in the distance, But when I was reading my guidebook, I'm looking for Anvil Rock, and it said to come back from the chapel along the path, then turn back on yourself. So I'm guessing that's down here. So I'm just going to go and have a look. I see the rock. I mean, it won't show up very well on the GoPro at the moment, but it's a lot bigger than I was expecting actually. So this is Anvil Rock, and apparently this was left behind by the quarrymen here to aid safe passage to any ships passing below. It looks a little bit precarious, I've got to admit. I mean, it's right on the edge of the cliff. There's a couple of what look like massive cracks in it. I kind of wanted to get a photo stood next to it, but it looks a little bit dodgy. I don't want to be the person that pushes it over the edge, that's for sure. Well, what another awesome place in Dorset. And to think I've lived here for most of my life, never knew this existed. I'm going to recommend to you, if you're interested in visiting various places in Dorset, grab a book called Photographing Dorset. I'll post a picture of the book in the video, and that's, even though it's a photography book, it's a really awesome guidebook, and it's what I use for picking out locations. It tells you the best viewpoint if you are taking photographs. It lists car parking, best time of year to visit. So yeah, it's really worth picking up. I think it's only about 15 quid. But yeah, highly recommended, that is. Well, another thing to tick off the list that I've never seen before. Try and get that so you can read it. Very cool. So I've just carried on past the chapel, which is just there, just to show you this amazing view in the distance. So down here you've got Chapel's Port, and this is, no idea how to pronounce it properly, but Hounds Tout, something like that. That's going to be one of my next destinations, because every time I've been to Chapman's Port, I've looked at that hill and thought, I really want to climb to the top of it, but it looks pretty tough. But that is going to be coming in an upcoming video. And then over in the distance you've got Kimmeridge Bay, sort of just over there, going down to Boot Bay, which is another video that's coming soon. That is my favourite place in Dorset. And then carrying on to Lulworth Cove and Durdle Door, which you obviously can't see in this video. But yeah, what an incredible place. Thoughts on this walk? Really glad I came. It's great to go somewhere new. It was a little bit hillier than I was expecting, so bear that in mind if you want to do the same walk as what I've done. It's a little bit exposed as well in places. It's not dangerous, but if you haven't got a head for heights, just bear that in mind. But yeah, well worth it. From the car park at Worth Matravers, it's about 2.5 miles. It's actually a little bit further than I was expecting, but I'm quite glad about that, because I'm trying to build up my stamina when lockdown restrictions lift and I can go a bit further afield and be a bit more adventurous. So it's good to build the legs up. So this is St Aldhelm's Chapel. A pretty cool little building, isn't it? Another cool photography location. I'm going to put that in my diary of places to visit when I've got a proper camera again. No idea what it's used for these days. If you do know, post it in the comments. I'll be interested to know if it's used at all. I was wondering if there was a window, and there is one tiny stained glass window there, so it must be pretty dark inside. So that's episode 4 of 52 weeks of awesome done. Really enjoyed that. I've just come back down to Anvil Rock just to watch the sunset. So thanks for checking it out. If you've watched it, let me know if you're gonna visit St Aldhelm's Head based on this video. Let me know if you've heard of it before, and I will see you on the next video.